Hello, buddy. Welcome. Okay, so they did readjust their days on here because their countdown was way off. So, quick news, um, just for season 9 in general. First of all, I'm sorry for being late. I had stayed up for over 24 hours trying to prepare some stuff for class. I really wanted to get in this Marxism lesson. I didn't even end up doing it today because I ran out of time, but I've got some good stuff for Thursday for it. But I was just looking for some really good stuff for my students, and I ended up staying up just super late. My sleep schedule got all messed up, and so I just ended up just staying up the whole time. Then I came home, and I was like, all right, I'll just get 3 hours of sleep and then start the stream. But I accidentally left my phone on Do Not Disturb from class today, and so didn't hear my alarm going off because it wasn't making a sound. Or I think I don't know if you can still get an alarm. You might be able to still get the alarm. I may have just turned it off while I was asleep. I'm not sure. Whatever it was, I didn't hear anything. And then my wife came up to the bedroom at like 11, and she's like, "Hey, it's 11 o'clock. Are you gonna stream or what?" So I was like, "Oh yeah." So, that hater, that we get every now and then, but from like a couple of days ago, it's like something along the lines of like, "You're ruining your wife's life with this stream." I'm like, no, she actively gets up and tells me to go to work if I'm not there. She says, "Get up and go stream." So yeah, anyways. So she went up there and got me. Then I came down. So that's where we are now. So the other news that I was mentioning is that Riot delayed the rollout of Season 9. Hey, what's up, Amaz? Welcome back. What's up, Greshgore? That's a lot of work, man. Hopefully you're hanging in there. What's up, Fighting Nico? But Riot delayed the Season 9 rollout. It was supposed to be tomorrow. It was supposed to be tomorrow, but then I'll just send you the tweet here. Let me see. I'll take you guys to the tweet. I think it's this dude. Yeah, here it is. Heads up for folks wondering when patch 9.2 is dropping. That's literally everybody, bro. Like, there's nobody that plays League of Legends that's like, "Oh, it didn't drop today? Okay, I have no questions." It's like, dude, it's everybody. It's like 50 million people are wondering this. Heads up for folks wondering when patch 9.2 drops. Due to the Martin Luther King holiday, the patch is pushed one more day and will be released starting tomorrow. For folks, it means it'll launch around 2 to 3 a.m. Wednesday night. That's Thursday morning. That's what AM means. He doesn't mean like in a few hours. He means over 24 hours. So offset by 24 hours. It is kind of annoying because it's like, guys, you have a calendar. Like, Martin Luther King is a major holiday.
You don't have the heart.
I understand that like people may not come into the office for that, but like you should be doing more work ahead of time. You had a countdown on your client, for at least the last week that was counting it down, saying it's going to be here on this date, hyping it up. I mean, it's not a huge deal, but at the same time, it's like, don't act like it just all of a sudden snuck up on you. This isn't like a snow day or something, you know, like, oh, there was a blizzard, 5 feet of snow, we can't come into the office or something, right? It's like, no, it's MLK Day. It happens every year. It's on every calendar in the United States. So, anyways, we're going to get it Thursday. So that's why there were no patch notes today. That's why I didn't do a patch notes video, because they didn't release the patch notes today. They're going to release them tomorrow. Hey, what's up, Slim Tree? Thanks, buddy. Thanks for the kind words. I appreciate it. Well, I'm not boycotting ranked. Like I said, I don't care that much. It just looks kind of a little unprofessional, but it's fine. I mean, but the thing is, like, it actually could affect some people because, you know, there might be some people that are trying to throw a party or something with their friends. I'm sure there are groups like that. Organizations, maybe college esports groups or just like college, you know, gaming enthusiasts or local gaming groups and things like that. Some people may have called out of work. They're like taking the day off. Say, hey, it's season 9. Let's all group together and have fun, you know, at this place, at this time. Like, I'm sure that happens in some cases, right? Or at the very minimum, people say, I'm going to go chill with my friend tonight, you know, or whatever and play. Do like a LAN thing. Alright, I'm going to try this build again with Vayne. I'm trying to pick Lulu specifically with Vayne. I want bone plating or second wind. Might try out second wind here just because we're going to be against Karma and she's going to be harassing us pretty hard. Yeah, I should be able to do some more streaming. I do have to finish up a couple more things for class over the next couple of days, but Karma can be alright, I guess. I'm just switching that around. There we go. You have to play a little game of turn it off and turn it back on every time we do the first game of the stream. I still don't get it, but it works, so I'll just do it, whatever. One of my students today, this cool guy in there, actually came up to me. This has only happened once or twice before. I need to email him. I'm not sure how he knew about me, but he didn't know exactly who I was. He came up, and he's like, after class, he's like, hey, I got kind of a weird question for you. Do you play League of Legends? I said, yeah. He's like, are you pretty good? Are you a pretty big deal? And then I said, I mean, I have a channel and I'm Diamond. He's like, damn. He's like, someone told me that. He's like, someone told me you were really good or something like that. I said, have you been playing? And then he's like, yeah, I've been playing for about six months, something like that. I said, cool, man, cool, man. And then I told him, you know, it's the strategy professor and, you know, you're welcome to come hang out or whatever. I'm going to send him an email about it, but he was just like, wow. He's like, Diamond, that's like the top 5%, isn't it? And I said, I think it's the top 1%. And then he's just like, really? He's like, you saying you okay? He's like, damn. So then he walked away. It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. But, I think he plays more like Super Smash Brothers or something like that. My university, there's a lot more people that play Super Smash Brothers at my university for the little esports club. I am meeting with the dude who I think helps organize the esports club at my university to maybe see if I can get more involved. My schedule's so busy, I'm just not sure. Yeah, he could be here. New recruit. I don't think he remembered He didn't know that I was the strategy professor, even what that is. So I'm gonna have to send him that. But
Minions have spawned.
he just had heard from somebody, maybe at the esports club or something. He had just heard from somebody that I was the professor that was pretty decent. Because I did use Discord to try to communicate with the esports club to see if they have anything. If they're like trying to create, because they don't have like, it's just like a club. It's like an enthusiast club. It's not like, I don't think, a highly competitive environment. Why water walking? I'm coming to like water walking more and more because you spend so much time running up and down that river, and getting that flat 25 movement speed, especially early on, is a really huge deal for warding and rotations. And I really just don't like Scorch as much, particularly in matchups where we're going to lose early, which we're going to lose early to Karma, probably. And there's just a lot more stuff going on in the river these days because dragons are way more important and they're way more frequent. Barons are obviously super important, so it's just a super good value. When you're in the water, it's like plus, I don't even know, 1,000 gold or something in value. Blown up. Trying to do something aggressive here, but it's tough. Okay, Graves is invading, which is not great because we don't have priority. I think they might be aware of it. They are acting a little more cautious. Or they might at least just be aware that Graves is around. Damn it. Can't get in range for the E. Bad hit. When's Silas coming out? Hey, what's up? Patch 9.2, which is coming out Thursday. People asked earlier why there's a delay, because apparently they didn't know Martin Luther King Day was a thing. I don't even know if I fully buy that. I think they just needed one more day to finalize something with it. Like, that's what I think happened. Because there's no way they don't know that Martin Luther King Day is a thing, right? I mean, it could just be oversight. But I think maybe they just needed one more day, and they're just looking for an excuse for one more day. I'm not sure. Bro, I can't help you. I can put picks on him, but it has a cooldown, like. Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of what you're signing up for when you pick Vayne, though. Alright, and you pick weak lane champions. Like with Vayne, you're basically signing up to lose every lane. I mean, they're back now. We're pushed into lane. I'm dead. I missed the Q, or maybe, well, she healed anyways. And then Shaco shadowed. I'm gonna mute this dude. It's like, dude, you picked Vayne. I recognize that name. I'm pretty sure that dude cries, like, every time he's been on my team. This dev guy. It's down 20 CS. No, you can't. There's no hitting it right. You know, when it's a ranged minion, if you hit it once with picks, then the melee, like, the tower is going to kill it in one hit. Like, there's no right or wrong. That's just the truth of it. If you don't hit it with picks on a ranged minion, and it's at full health, it'll die in 2 hits. It's going to take him 2 auto attacks. If I do hit it with picks, it's going to do 36 extra damage on the auto, and it's not going to work. So my option is I can put picks on him for a limited amount of time, and that can work, but that can also mess up his last hitting too. It helps him with the range, but it might mess him up with the melees. It's just really hard to help people last hit his Lulu under tower. You can still help some with maybe with the cannon minion, but he should be able to get that on his own. The only thing that like AD carries really need help last hitting usually is the range under tower early before they get a bit more AD. We can still possibly come back. She's just down so much CS. We lost cannon there.
Let's use all the
She lost. That wasn't worth it. She lost a cannon minion and like 3 or 4 under tower. 3 or 4 minions under tower. I have to get a couple of potions here. What item do you go first as Zyra support? It kind of depends on the situation, but usually going Sorcerer Boots plus Oblivion Orb is the best. Holy sh... She have a needlessly large rod? What the hell is that damage? Hey, thanks, Corey. Thanks for becoming a member. I appreciate it. Every lane's getting butchered. It helps out a ton, buddy. Thanks so much. Huh. Guys, look, I mean, Pokemon's probably, I don't know what she's ranked. She's probably low diamond or something like that. And she's playing with challengers. Like, yeah, she's probably going to get carried. Oh, he canceled an auto! Oh my god. He had him. Dude, this is just a comedy of errors down here.
Just a pinch.
So it's like, you know, I mean, it happens. Doesn't mean she's bad. It just means everyone else is really good. But I don't know. I haven't been watching, but it's like, yeah, of course, I would expect her to not be as good as the other people. That's why they're ranked higher. I really need to get upgraded boots, but also need to get Ardent ASAP.
Yep, that tasted purple. Never food in the eye.
Enemy rampage.
You'll see me with your eyes closed.
Once Vayne gets Blade, maybe we can get back into it. I don't know. Obviously, it's looking a little dire here. I really don't know what to play with Vayne. I feel like if it's a decent Vayne, that Lulu can be okay, but Vayne is just always such a huge question mark.
Shut down.
I recommend skipping.
Because she just gets murdered in lane. I mean, Rakan's not usually, like, super awesome in lane.
Nose is too Whoa.
Turret plate will fall soon.
Oh, I thought I put my, oops, I put the wrong thing there. I thought I put a normal ward in that bush.
An ally has been slain.
Go for Dark Seal.
I'm just trying to flex.
Okay. Hey, it's all good. I'll look at that after this. You just want me to see, like, how you're doing lately, your progress. Jesus. I mean, they're just murdering us.
Your turret
We're down
has been
40
destroyed.
CS. Well, I got Ardent.
Nosy dewdrop.
Actually, I don't have Ardent. I have Forbidden Idol. Okay, she's got Blade. Maybe we can make some plays here. I'll play it out. We might get demoted the way these last 5 games are going. I don't think we'll get demoted this game, but if we continue on this trend, we might get demoted again right before the season starts. So it's like, who cares? But it does kind of affect where we get placed, but it doesn't matter that much. We'll play enough games. I don't really like the self-cast hot. It's just too many hotkeys. Unless I specifically want to play something like Lissandra a lot.
Your turret has been destroyed.
It's like 4 extra keys. Just invading and taking over a whole jungle. Well, everybody wants the season to start. I agree. It did feel like a really long preseason. I feel like late January is just too late. Like, it should be like mid-January. I don't know what they're doing. The thing is, it's like, it's hard to understand what they were doing. Because they weren't doing a lot of changes. And the thing is, right, like with 9.2...
Yep, that tasted purple.
With 9.2, they're doing all kinds of changes. They're doing so many champion changes. They're bringing out a new champion with Silas. They're doing the jungle changes. I'm dead too. Okay, this is done. So that's the thing, is it's like, you could see an argument where, you know, they would say something like, well, we're testing out all of these really experimental, like, complex changes. They weren't even testing out, like, positional rank or anything like that, you know, in the preseason. They did some on the PvE, but it is a big change, but they didn't test it. That's what I'm talking about, is the PvE, or, like, not the PvE, but, like, in the preseason, you think about, like, what's the purpose in even having a preseason? Okay, so just asking that question. Why isn't it just year-long, normal seasons? Okay, so number one is to give the pros a little bit of a break. Okay, so that mission is accomplished. But the other thing is that it's supposed to be a time where you try out changes that could be very disruptive to ranked, because they're so different, right? So in the past preseasons, you know, you think about like a ton of crazy jungle changes, usually maybe some new itemization changes, the rune changes last year, all that kind of stuff. So it should be a time, since you're taking a break anyways because of pro players, to kind of give them a well-deserved break for a little bit. So you should be doing that kind of stuff in the preseason.
You'll see more.
I'm dead. I should have probably just left that alone. So, like, if they were doing a bunch of crazy experimentation, you could say, okay, I understand why there hasn't been, why it's been preseason since like November 20th, like 2 months of preseason, because we want to make sure we get this right so that when we start the new season, we don't disrupt rank too much. But that hasn't happened, right? Like, they've done very, very little to change the meta in the preseason. It's like, you know, the Irelia -5 movement speed meme, right? Like, they had Dark Harvest, which shook things up a little bit. That definitely made some differences. You know, they changed, but that's pretty much done at this point. I'll go ahead and say yes. That's fine. They changed the enchanters a little bit, I guess. By and large, it's been a very similar meta for the most part. Aside from just, like, some discoveries people have made, so, like, the Cassiopeia, but that wasn't due to any balance changes. People just figured out a new build on her. So, that's the issue. That's what I think, and that's why like I don't like that this preseason took so exorbitantly long. I think they should have just done the preseason they did before, where the real season just starts in like December, but they just make ranked. Just ranked doesn't start until like maybe mid-January, but I think it really shouldn't be any longer than like the second week in January, unless they're just like understaffed or something. I don't know. But the fact that they're doing all of these crazy preseason changes, like, right near the end. I need to remember this dude, because this dude, like, feels like he always underperforms, and he always complains. This dev guy. Maybe I'm mischaracterizing him, but I remember seeing him before. And unfortunately, usually if I remember seeing somebody, it's not a good thing. But that's alright. Okay, let me change the date on the stream. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's pull up Maul's flex here. Nice. Cranking with that GP. He's back. Sweet, man. Good job. You done figured it out. Cool, man. Well, I'm glad you found sort of a setup that works for you at GP. I think once they start slowing down the assassins a little bit, that's going to help GP out a lot. Or they start taking some damage out. Because I'm pretty sure GP is better in like a tank meta in general. Because tanks are often a lot less aggressive early on, and they just kind of let him farm and do his thing. I do like GP a lot too. GP's a lot of fun. And if you're good on him, you know, you can play him mid or you can play him top, so. Yeah, those wins will help you place higher, though. So I know it seems like it's kind of worthless winning all these games, but hey, that could be the difference in, you know, if you keep winning, you know, tomorrow or whatever, if you can get up to silver 1 or something like that, then you might get placed into low silver or high bronze rather than, you know, if you were silver 4, you might get placed into like bronze 4. So it can definitely add up. So yeah, I was looking for those patch notes today. I like got out of class looking for the patch notes. Ate some lunch looking for the patch notes, you know. Usually they release them around like somewhere between 2 to 4 p.m. And then I was like, what is going on? Why are these patch notes not out yet? And then they left that quick tweet. Oh, by the way, for anyone that's wondering when the new patch is dropping, it's like, dude, it's everybody. It's not like there's like 10 people sitting around, you know, like, huh, when's the patch? It's like, it's literally everybody. People are ready to be done with the preseason. They want the new season. It's just the way that he words it. It's very nonchalant. Like, ah, you know. For the couple of you guys might be wondering where patch 9.2 is. Ah. Oh, Vlad's banned? I guess I goes ban Ezreal.
Hey, you lost, but I get it.
I do think that Vayne can be strong. It's just she's not usually strong on my team. It's one of those really frustrating champs. It's like super inconsistent. It's gonna be working today. Okay. Teemo could be a decent pick into Vayne. I'm gonna be so pissed. I want to try it out.
Captain Teemo on duty.
Oh, Jesus. They're gonna be so mad. I don't even go as a secondary. Just Boots Biscuits, I guess. That's true. I don't think it counts as a hit. If she's blinded, it doesn't happen. Like, her auto attacks just don't work if she gets blinded. I got BMO too. I didn't activate the skin though. I'll try it out. It was a Bizzleberry special. I don't think he had Teemo at tier 2. I think maybe he did. He may have had it at tier 3, but I think if he'd be good against any combination. I'm not recording it yet, guys. I'll record it when we start in there. Hey, thanks, Kushik. I appreciate it. I'm assuming you're not going to snipe me when the game starts. Builds for Zyra. I mean, if you're not really sure about Zyra, you can either... Like, you want some combination of Sorcerer Boots, Oblivion Orb, and Leandries. Okay. I assume not, since you're, like, friendly in here saying hey and all that stuff. That's fine. I mean, you can just, you know, you can leave me on in a background tab and just mute it. That's fine. If you want to give me the, if you want to keep giving me the view. Okay. Kind of wondering if I should even go coin here. Nah, we'll go aggressive. Okay, let me VOD this. Hello, buddy. Welcome back. I'm the Strategy Professor. It's the last couple of days of patch, or of the preseason, leading into Season 9.
That's gotta
30 seconds until minions spawn.
I am trying out Teemo support. This is ranked. Teemo support's always kind of fringe. Like, he could be viable. He could be decent. They did pick Rammus after I picked Teemo support, which is bad news for business. But I do think that Teemo, if he's gonna be good anywhere, he would be good against something like Vayne plus tank. Because all Vayne has is auto attacks. Basically, when she gets blinded, then she's not gonna be able to do anything for that duration. And she's a really short range early on. So you can bully her out, get out of the laning phase, get to level 6,
reporting in.
and then start throwing down those shrooms. Now, Teemo is mana dependent, which is something that, you know, I point out a lot as a problem
Yes,
for
sir.
many supports out there. Not bad. Sort of.
Hut, 2, 3, 4.
His base mana regen's not amazing. It's okay. Well, it's just I don't have any way to stop Rammus from rolling or engaging on people hardly. I just hit him, you know. I can't knock him out of his power ball. That's why I was saying he's kind of bad news. Okay. He's gonna try to like flash play me. I don't know how they beat us on that. Like, we should be pushing in a lot better than they are. Yeah, I don't know why we weren't making it rain earlier. Yeah. See, it missed. Didn't apply any damage there.
I'll scout ahead.
First,
Thinking about like flash playing me or something, probably.
an ally has been slain.
Reporting in.
An ally has been slain.
It's not good. Oh my god, for real? I'm taking so much just random damage too from them.
Swiftly. I'll scout ahead.
Jesus. Take wards in that bush.
Armed and ready. Hut, 2, 3, 4.
He missed his hook. Hey, thanks for the sub. I appreciate it. He really wants to flash play me, I think. She's actually winning in CS. How? How is it possible? We have the oppressive lane against the Vayne, and we're actually down a lot of CS, and then when we have the Vayne, we're down 30. God, it's just recon every game, man. I just have to assume 80 carry is just going to be awful. And now I just have to play for the mid game. Hey, thanks for the sub, Clayton. I appreciate it. Okay, Rammus is top. He's got another biscuit coming in a few minutes, or in like about 30 seconds.
Ally has been slain.
I think Miss Fortune's just using all of her mana on random stuff. And so we can't really all in them. So she has to play very far back. Just a lot of mana management. So I can't go up there to the front because I'm at half health. Even though we know Rammus is top because Miss Fortune doesn't have any mana. So we can't really like fight an all in.
Yes, sir.
I tried to harass her there for the cannon, but it just ain't happening. I probably should have just taken a coin.
That's gotta sting.
Cannon! Hit him into the wall. I'm dead. Oh, Nero, we don't have the Vayne.
Has been slain. Double kill.
Yes, sir.
Killing spree.
Nice. Alright, well, I guess we got that going for us. I might just rent a Fairy Charm early
Reporting in.
and then just sell it back later for putting up shrooms. Okay, well, I guess that was alright. I'm just trying him out as a counter pick to Vayne specifically. Not that you need a special counter pick for Vayne, but
3, 4.
it's because all Vayne has are auto attacks, and she's very short range. You also can't Quicksilver Sasha blind. Did I get that experience? I think I did.
Has been slain.
And I thought maybe we could just double down on aggression. I thought maybe we could double down on the aggression with Miss Fortune early. Like, it just kind of was just like a lane I wanted to try out.
Armed and ready.
I really want CDRs so I can put down more shrooms, but I also want shrooms that are really impactful. So it's like, I want Leandre's ASAP, that's so strong with Teemo, but also want Luden's.
2, 3, 4.
Yeah, we need to just push this and just get an advantage so we can get this ward out of here.
I'll scout ahead.
Alright, we'll get that shroom here in a second. Just gotta push this up first.
Shut down. An ally has been slain. Double kill.
Okay, there we go. Like, the blind is pretty good against, like, auto attack champs, you know? It lasts for a while, I think, as you level it up. Yeah, it's like 2.25 seconds, and for Vayne, like, she can't do anything, really, other than auto. You know, so, like, Teemo support would not be as good against something like Ezreal or Lucian. Like, them not being the auto is still kind of a big deal, but especially in the case of someone like Ezreal, he's so long range, you're not going to be able to apply it anyway, you know, most of the time. But Vayne's, like, super short range, and all she does is auto, so... Thresh is kind of aggressive early, but he's not as bad as some of the other options out there. Yeah, I'm just going to throw down some shrooms here.
1, 2, 3, 4.
They got her.
Shut
I'm gonna go ahead and go Sork Boots here.
Armed and ready.
Irelia's going off. Help you find a main. Hey, Parsa. I do have a video that I just came up with probably a couple of weeks ago that's talking about how to find a main, like how to find a one-trick champion. Actually, no. Yeah, I think it was how to create a one-trick champion, and there was a separate video that was like how to pick a role and champ. I would say watch those videos. It's very, it's just very dependent on you and what your goals are as a player. You know, are you trying to really get to the highest rank you can get to? Are you, you know, just have fun playing certain types of champs and that's what you want to play?
Yes, sir. Hut, 2, 3, 4. Reporting in. Swiftly.
So it really just depends. You know, I'd have to know more information about you. I know that you said that you like Vayne and stuff like that, or like those really high skill cap champs. You know, I will tell you it's going to be very hard to climb as that if you're very new playing those things, but it can work.
Shut down. An ally has been slain.
Put it right there just to kind of keep an eye on dragon entrance a little bit. I do wish shrooms gave you more vision. Oh my god, I couldn't even press. No way. Holy. I should have flashed. I didn't see where the Vayne, Aatrox gives up 4 kills to Irelia and wants to say something about bot.
Reporting in.
An enemy has been slain. Shut down.
I think we'll probably just go for big damage. Mana seems to be okay here with this one Fairy Charm.
Hut, 2,
So let's probably go for Oblivion Orb next. But yeah, I should have flashed. I didn't know where Vayne was rolling to. She went invisible there.
Outbound ahead.
Well, I mean, I'll have a tier list when it comes out. It just depends. You know, you can kind of hear what I say about the different people, but I don't like Allie and Leo that much right now. Nami's okay.
Armed and ready.
But, I mean, it can win. Of those, I think Allie's the weakest link. Damn. That was rough.
Reporting in.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Well, I'm just trying out this matchup, guys, because it's like the last couple of days of preseason. Why not? And Zyra's terrible in the Vayne. Well, it's like not great a lot of times in a Vayne, because Vayne can roll and dodge your E's like really easily. I mean, one thing is like if you play things like Teemo support, or just things that are like considered bad or like off meta, you know, if your team starts to fall behind, they're going to be much more likely to give up too. So that's a huge risk whenever you play something like this. I mean, Zyra is one of the best supports out there, so yeah, Zyra's great to learn. I don't think Zyra is too difficult to learn. There's a couple of intricacies with her, but she's not that bad. There's old fair and balanced Irelia.
Yes, sir.
Your turret has been destroyed. Your team has destroyed a turret.
2, 3, 4. Armed and ready.
An ally has been slain. Shut down.
Yeah, well, Hen's played at least support
Has been destroyed.
in a Korean pro game. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Ally has been slain.
Dude, there's 3 people there. Like, what do you want me to do about that?
Swiftly.
See, people automatically just start pinging everything that you're doing. If you ever play anything that's even remotely off meta. This guy's... And it just gives them an excuse. Like, everyone's always looking for an excuse for how they cannot take responsibility for what's going on in a lane. And it's like, it was Teemo Misfortune against a Vayne, and she ended up staying even on CS. His Misfortune wasted a lot of her mana just to farm the wave instead of pressuring the Vayne.
Armed and ready.
Aurelia is so fed. I can't do anything about that. And they're just gonna ping you, like spam ping you the whole game. But that's a major problem with, you know, playing stuff that is off meta, is that people will just give up, and you're going to obviously get flamed a lot. But aside from that, like, you can mute all like I did, but, you know, they're just still going to give up, and they're going to blame other people. I mean, like I said, people are just always looking for an excuse. Just give them any reason to not take responsibility for their poor play, and... you know, they will. They'll take you up on that offer. I've seen people complain about, like, our jungler that's been ganking, like, virtually every lane and is, like, 5-0 at 7 minutes or something. They're like, stupid jungler, why don't you gank top? After they get soloed, you know? Like, 4 times by the enemy top laner. Then they're crying to the jungler who, like... might be up 20 farm and 5 kills and just anything you can imagine, they'll still find some way to blame the jungler.
An enemy has been slain.
Like, yeah, Teemo's probably not top pick all the time, right? It's the end of the preseason. Ranked resets in 2 days, bro. Like, I'm just trying out this matchup. Like, it does make sense on paper. Like Teemo into Vayne with the melee support. I'm just trying it out, man. Like, it's not like 100% troll. It's also not like she didn't misplay in that lane too. You know, we let, like, Vayne should never have that much CS against the misfortune Teemo in the laning phase. Like, we should have murdered him. A la what happened to me last game when we had a Vayne on our team, right? We got completely shut out. I guess I have to wait and just try to get a Leandres at this point.
Killing spree.
Blaming the Shaco? When was I blaming the Shaco? Well, we haven't even had a Shaco in a while, have we? I don't know. Sorry, I'm lost, Kelly. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know if that's a meme or... Oh, you're saying other people blame the Shaco?
An ally has been slain.
Kills me anyways. Even with my W active. I guess it's only 10% move speed, but... I mean, the thing is about, like, blaming people on your team, it's like, yeah, a lot of people screw up on your team. Like, it's just gonna happen. It's not that you're wrong. It's accurate. It's just the problem is, like, when that substitutes for asking yourself questions, you know, for saying, like, what could I have done better here? What could I have done this? What could I have done that? So it's like, of course your team's going to mess up a lot of stuff, and there will be some games that'll be outside of your control. So that's not, like, a completely inaccurate way to view League or to view you know, your experience on League, but it's just not complete. And I'm dead. She's just like, honestly, I don't even know where she was. Was she like standing right here or something with this warded? And then she threw this like through that wall.
Shut down.
I don't even know where she was, honestly. They just had control over a whole jungle.
Enemy killing spree.
So yeah, Teemo, not the greatest pick. Like, in theory, it feels like it should be, like, pretty good in a Vayne. If you get advantages early on, you know, you starve that Vayne out of, like, 40 CS or something like that. Because you should be able to just walk up with something like Misfortune and just blind her over and over and over again in the laning phase, right? But, like I said, he has really low health. He doesn't have regen, so they were still able to get a couple of hits on me. And it really only works if your AD carry's like on board. You know, if your AD carry actually goes up and harasses, which is a tall order. But if it's just you trying to harass by yourself, you can't really do it as much. So he is kind of team dependent in that sense. Like, Zoe's so obnoxious. I think that she should have to hit her bubble to one-shot you. Like, there's no point in her even having bubble half the time. She can just Q and, like, on a 5-second cooldown and one-shot you anyways. But yeah, I mean, this matchup, like, I think on paper, you know, if the Misfortune didn't waste all of her mana on the wave early, then, like, it could have worked. But
Sorry, little guy.
just too many ifs, I feel like, with Teemo. Yeah, I'm okay with this one being done. And they're all gonna blame me in the post-game chat. It's just fine. I mean, that's just what happens when you play something like Teemo. A lot of them probably gave up mentally a long time ago too, which is a real thing. I think Zoe's supposed to be like thousands of years old. So you're probably good to go on that front. I do think Zoe is too strong. I don't know. I tried to play her on Viewers Night. She does take some practice. It's not like she's like face roll, you know, just pick her up first time and take over. You gotta... They still didn't dodge. I mean, like I said, I think that on paper it kind of made sense. Or it was like, it seemed like something that could be viable. But, it just didn't pan out. All right. There is no plan B. If you don't get ahead as Teemo in the lane, like, you're completely worthless. You're questionable. I feel like he has a really strong early game if you have really good aggression, like, and you're able to get ahead. Because, like, they can't really trade back. I mean, in the laning phase, Thresh was basically keeping me off of the Misfortune because or keeping me off the Vayne because Misfortune wasn't stepping up and also applying harass. But if she like stepped up with me and I'm able to blind the Vayne can't trade anything back. So then we have a 2v1 for like 2 seconds, you know? Early on. Did my Misfortune do more damage than the, or my TF do more damage than Misfortune? I didn't even see. I mean, I know early game, certainly. Yeah, I actually did. And Misfortune does a lot of damage in the early game. And she just, like, channels her ult in team fights and does a ton of damage. So Misfortune is a champ that should be racking up a lot of damage, but... I don't think there's like a lot of nuance to playing Teemo support. It's like you literally just walk up and Q them. Like there aren't any skill shots. It's you walk up, Q, auto, back up, and keep doing it. It's not like there's a ton of strategy to it. Like you can go invisible in a bush. Like there's obviously like a difference between someone's like first time Teemo and 200 games Teemo, but he has a very, very, you know, low floor. Like you can walk in, probably first time Teemo if you know how to play League of Legends and play him like, you know, 80% as good as someone that's like, who mains Teemo. Unlike something like Yasuo, you walk in and first time Yasuo, you're going to play him like 20% of what someone who plays Yasuo a lot would be able to play him at. So low ceiling, low floor. As long as you can like attack move and you're putting your like mushrooms in a decent area, you know. I don't think it's the experience gap. I think it's just he's just not that great as a support.
Hey, you lost, but I get it.
I don't think he's a really high skill cap. I would not call it like high skill cap. Someone tells me high skill cap, I'm thinking Yasuo, Azir, Zed, Riven, that type of stuff. Thresh. I think he's low skill cap, low skill floor. He's one of the simpler champions, I think, to play. A lot of times the stuff that people mess up on is like they just build the wrong items on him. I think that's the biggest thing. Hard part with Teemos is passive. I mean, you just stand still. Go invisible in a spot where you think, you know, you can. Nami. I guess we'll just recon, whatever. It's fine.
Let's dance.
I mean, if skill is something that exists in an ecosystem, so if we're comparing like how hard he is to other champs, he's gonna be on the easier. He's gonna be in the easiest like quartile. Oh, they have jungle Twitch. Okay. I didn't even scout these people. I could get demoted here pretty soon. I don't know if this dude's on. Not that it matters, but I don't know if this dude's on. Good on Italy or what. Whatever. It's fine, I guess. I mean, that's fine. Like, who's easier than Teemo? Like, which champions could we reasonably say are, like, of similar difficulty level to Teemo? Maybe... Ahri still has skill shots, though. She's kind of combo-oriented. Say, maybe Ahri... Amumu has to hit his skill shots. Amumu has to hit that bandage or he's worthless. I guess maybe Amumu. Annie... Garen. Mundo. Just thinking of people that would be in the conversation for like easiest quartile of champions, easiest 25% of champions. Nasus. In terms of just like how they play, not their win percentages, not how easy it is to win with them, and just how they play. Nasus would be like 6. Nunu's actually a bit harder than it used to be with those snowballs. Probably Pantheon. There's Teemo, 8. But we don't count him, so that's like 7 other champs. Maybe Trundle. That's 8 other champs plus Teemo. Probably Wukong, 9. Volibear, 10. Udyr, 11. So, like, I'm only finding 11 champs that, like... Maybe there's a couple more you could throw in there.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
But, you know, if we're talking about the quartile of champs, you'd have to be thinking, like, somewhere between 35 to 40 other champions. That's like 1/4 of the total champs in the league. I think total champs are, like, about 150. So you'd have to find, like, 35 other champions that Teemo is harder than playing. I would say Karthus is harder than Teemo. You press R as Karthus, but you do have to hit a lot of your Qs to be effective, especially in the laning phase, and that can be tricky. Not talking about how effective they are to win. Yeah, Sona's one. I forgot Sona. Quinn... Yeah. Quinn's pretty easy. Maybe, I don't know about Talon. I think assassins in general are kind of tough.
I'm gonna show people some of the strange. I don't need to understand this. I trust.
I think we stayed a bit too long, unless they push. I mean, yeah, but there are other people that were saying that Teemo was, like, on the hard side or whatever. I said Garen. I just don't think there are 30 other champions that are harder than Teemo. So that's why I said I think he's in the bottom quartile of I think Alistar's harder than he appears.
Humans will never understand our kind until they hear the song.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with being an easy champ. I was just making the argument that I think he's just relatively weak in bot lane to begin with, that it didn't have anything to do with me, like not understanding the secret power of Timo, you know? Like, that he gets a little bit better. I mean, there needs to be easier mechanical champs in the game. That's fine. It's consistency. Malzahar is actually pretty easy, too. I mean, look at, like, lots of pro teams played Malzahar for a while, and he's a very easy champ to play.
This looks like another dangerous situation.
Jesus Christ. 4 CS to 20, literally 4.
Has been slain.
I would say Fiddle's a little bit harder than Teemo's. You have to like plan your ult really well. Requires more setup, more forethought. Fiddlesticks does have a lot of point click abilities, but depends on what we mean by easiest. Once again, I'm not talking about like how easy it is to win with the champs. That's just like, is the champ good or not? I'm just talking about like how difficult is that? How difficult is it to play them at a proficient level? What's the difference between someone who like has played under 10 games on the champ and someone who's played, you know, 500 games on the champ? Like, how fast can someone get to a relatively high percentage of proficiency on a champ? There are statistics to look at this, actually. We could look at Lolalytics. They call that the, I think they call that the delta. So what's the difference in, like, someone who plays the champ a lot and someone who just casually plays the champ? I think Lolalytics calls that the delta. The change over time that someone has when they play the champ. So it's an actual stat we can look up here in a little bit if we want to get statistical about it.
I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to scout around.
Well, I guess now we're only down 19 CS instead of 20. That's good.
Ain't nothing I say should be taken seriously.
I mean, we should probably be down a little bit in the laning phase just because Rakan's not insane early, but being down that much is kind of rough.
They will see me. They will see my death.
Got a flash.
They think it's
It's gonna push. I was a little afraid of push, but okay, go one more. Yeah.
I got freedom. I got a lick. I got a call.
Why would you not grenade that?
That's who I am.
Okay, that's fine.
An enemy has been slain.
I mean, it's fine. I don't want to hate on Teemo too much. I was just trying to make the comment that I don't think that...
I think they underestimate my charm.
I just think he's weak
How
in the
is
bot
that
lane.
even possible?
And part of that is because he's dependent, you know, he's in some ways dependent on the laner to help him out with her ass. I mean, all supports are to an extent, but it's like, if he falls behind, it's so hard.
When I get sad, I stop being sad and be awesome instead. True story.
I mean, that delta stat that I mentioned measures win rate, like differences in win rate. Like some people who have played it some, the people who haven't played it that much. Why are you pushing, dude? Don't use a grenade. Alright. Twitch. Twitch got a couple of kills. It's not good.
It's magic that's wild. I'm just here for the party.
Yeah, guys, like, you get a lot of them though. Like y'all are like there aren't crazy macro decisions. Like you put mushrooms in places where people are likely to walk, and you try to bait them into it. And you get a lot of them. It's not like there are these like really high moments of like clutch strategic decision making, like a Tom Kent ult or something like that. It's like you get a mushroom every, you know, whatever, 20 seconds you can put down. You can have like 30 of them on the map. You know? There's a lot of leeway then if you put stuff in a place that's not super optimal.
I've been kicked around since I was born. It's all right. It's okay. I'm staying alive.
Alright, Twitch is getting really fed. Top lane Karthus feeding hard. Feeding hard, Wilson, alright?
Fun. I need some fun.
No! Alright, well, we get a double kill, and they're gonna miss a lot of stuff at tower. Guess that's okay. That slow did get me. I should have, I think maybe if I just flash ignited and then W'd out immediately, maybe that could have gotten out.
Crap. I totally forgot why I'm here.
An enemy has been slain.
Well, at least it's a Karthus that's feeding, I guess.
Humans claim it is theirs. They fence us away and cover it in refuse. Magic.
Conquer Poppy. Okay.
I dig seeing stuff.
Give me a jump! Holy shit! Give me a jump! God. Like, dude's literally trolling. Like, he's standing just like 1 pixel outside of jump range so that I can't go to him.
If Zaya says someone has to die,
Well, that's kind of tilting, because we would have gotten out, and we may have even been able to turn it around with the Ahri coming. Like, if he literally was standing right on the edge of the range and, like, walking in and out. It's almost like he was deliberately trolling me. He was standing at, like, 600 range and just, like, wiggling in and out. If I actually get that jump off there, they're going to chase us into this bush, most likely, and then I can ult W when the Ahri rolls up and we kill him.
I hate it when she leaves.
It's really annoying. Because that bubble would have never hit me if I was able to jump. The only reason I went up that far is because I knew he was there. So that I could jump out.
I don't do.
Bless. This Twitch is 5-1 now. Twitch jungle on the enemy team, it just feels like he just always finds some way to get fed.
Should I be running? Yeah, I should probably be running.
Okay, well that's gonna time out anyway, so that doesn't matter, I guess.
The humans call it battle. It's just a dance.
I should have tanked that.
I'm so fine, I gotta kiss myself.
Switch here. She stepped up really far. Okay, he's right there.
I need my love to hurt. I need the world to be scary. I don't apologize for it. I feel good.
Come on, bro. Give me my ward kills. I need my vision score. Hey, thanks for the sub, Ethan. I appreciate it. Attack! These melee carries are always such a hot pile, man. If he just turned around and auto attacked, I think we could have killed him. Potentially. It'd be nice if he flashed the bubble. But
There's wildness in the bees and the flowers.
maybe we can play around Ari or something in the mid lane. I think Grasp on Poppy is what's kind of the standard wisdom.
Humans talk about their treaties. We talk about their lies. Okay. One, two. Woo! All right. Let's see what these animals can do.
I can't go in there any deeper. I need to.
It's a revolution. And it's good time.
He has destroyed the turret.
Okay, Rebecca. Get him watching. Burn him.
Has been slain.
They've never seen moves like it.
Your turret has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed.
Jhin is good against Kai'Sa. Jin's very good against Kai'Sa because he's an early game bully. At least in the early game. You know, at 1 and probably 2 items, he's better than Kai'Sa. Well, it was an okay idea, but like, I don't know. She hasn't been paying attention to what's been going on bot lane. I mean, Jin's not like astronomically underperforming the Kai'Sa statistically. It's just like, I don't know. Maybe I'm being too hard on him. Well, let me undo that. I'm gonna sell that and do it this way.
I can't wait to see what I'm gonna do.
Maybe I should be getting Transcendence more often instead of something like Water Walking. I don't know. I really like Water Walking, but having an extra 10% CDR, especially since I'm going Moby Boots more often.
Only as wild as
And it's not like it's a wasted stat later, because it does translate into,
I am born of magic.
you know, 20 AP later on. Promise, I gotta like mark Twitch's camps. I hate invisible champions so much because you gotta mark their camps.
Turn in, turn on, drop
It's
out.
not enough just to mark.
I'm gonna
Dude, are
burn
y'all
this
for real?
place down. Then help them build it back up.
We got out.
So I can burn it.
I don't know why they're all migrating bottom. What are they trying to do? Scuttle? Okay.
If it don't get out of control,
Oh wow, alright. For real? The W? What the hell is the range on that W? I thought it was really close range. Alright. Well. I'm dying too much this game. For real, friend.
I'm just too magical for this. Later.
the world's a big place. Don't want to miss anything. They're scared of darkness. They're scared of magic. They are scared of where I'm from.
Wait, they for real have this warded? Oh my god, what the f-
Shut down.
Wow. Oh, Ari, all you had to do was auto. What the?
Ally has
Dude.
been slain.
Nidalee, kill this person right here.
What is this?
Well, I guess she got somebody. No, 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 no.
Why it taking so
I'm walking
long?
over vision. I need to quit being so aggressive without knowing where the vision
just
is.
trying to live the moment.
So like when we tried to go invade that blue, I needed to control where this bush, because clearly that was what was warded. Hindsight.
Without wild magic, we have no children, we have no future.
Their team has no front line. No team has front line, and so like you don't need tanks right now to win in solo queue. It's nice if you have an okay tank, but like that's not our issue. I didn't have ult. I was like 3 seconds off ult.
For humans, magic is like fire. For us, it is water and air.
I mean, I can start fights. May not be what people would traditionally call the front line, but, you know. No. You can't dodge every game you don't have a front line in solo queue in this meta, or you're just never going to play a game. The comp's fine. I mean, the only thing I'm a little sketched about is the Nidalee in our comp, but like, it seemed okay. I mean, well, now we're getting into semantics. Like, we have a way to start a fight.
I can't die looking this good.
About 99%, they're not going to have anything warded over here. The tanks are just terrible for the most part, so like, I mean, in a lot of metas, yeah, having a tank is nice, but really all you need is a way to start a fight. Like, you can get good vision and get isolation fights. Because, you know, a lot of fights are over in like 3 seconds. It's just whoever gets the first kill. It's just like whoever gets the better engage gets the first kill. Like, they don't really have any engage. They have a bruiser, but he just kind of runs at you. You know?
I'll just put that there. Good place. I hope.
Arctis is starting to get some big items.
Bring it on.
I gotta be real careful with Twitch. I can't go up any further.
I want them to hear the music.
First item GA. What?
Offended by how little attention.
Oh my god, how many GAs does this dude have? Oh, he had to flash for me.
So sad.
I could have W'd away. I didn't think he was going to flash.
Danger is as fun as you let it.
I don't know. Okay, well, we got it, but at what cost?
Killing spree.
Okay. Baron for 2 deaths and a tier 2. I think that's a good trade.
Turret has been destroyed.
We killed one of them too, so it was like lost 1 kill.
Kind danced upon the mountains like flames. Now only the embers remain.
Okay.
Magic is supposed to be scary. Love is supposed to hurt. Ecstasy.
Twitch being out of there is a really good deal for us. Can I go into that? I don't know. If I get a good shot on the Kaisa, she can dodge so easily. Alright, let's get out of here.
Totally forgot last.
Well, that's got a cool text from a buddy of mine. I haven't talked to him in probably like 5 years or so. Might text him back so we can get a phone call together or something. Not tonight, obviously. I'll text him back tonight. We'll see if we can set something else another time. Oh my god. Really? Over a blue? Well, probably need some more armor because Twitch is just like insanely fed. I was gonna get something like a Shirelia's. Locket might be okay. Maybe just going for Righteous Glory. I don't really need the mana though, but the health is nice. The armor's nice. Like the engage potential is kind of nice.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
I'm just gonna get this because realistically, I'm probably not gonna be able to complete another item anyways. So just an armor item with CDR is probably good. I could also just go Kindle Gem. Usually, you're not able to complete your 6th item unless it goes to like 40 minutes because I don't want to give up my control word slot. So you pretty much just sit on a tier 2 item, like a piece of an item.
They ain't ready for what I'm bringing.
Knight's Vows on, I think it's on Jhin. I could have Knight's Vow to Ari when we were about to, when we were about to die, but we were gonna
I
die
dance
anyways in that
because I'm
situation.
free.
I didn't have any jumps. She didn't have any jumps. We were just dead to that Twitch. I do have Knight's Vow. Oh, you're asking if I have it? Yeah, I've got it. Yeah, but I mean that Twitch is like mega fed. So I need to like not get blown up instantly.
Then they will know.
So I think getting an item that has health and armor is really nice. Shirelia's is nice too, but it's like, you know, I just need that defense.
The world isn't about collecting stuff. It's about seeing stuff.
Are they gonna try to counter it? Are they gonna counter push?
Don't take a lot of work. I will walk in. I will dance. They will come.
Did we get Twitch? We didn't get him, but he's pushed in to the base.
Understand magic is to plunge
Respawning soon.
dance.
Something like Frozen Heart would actually be pretty sweet. Well, I guess I do get enough to build that item this time.
Look right, moves right. Time to show it. It's me.
Jesus, that was terrible.
Peekaboo. I dance so fine.
Enemy has been slain.
That was a good flank by the Ari. This Ari is doing very well.
Destroyed a turret.
Promises.
Your team has destroyed an inhibitor.
They kept none.
That extra armor saved my butt right there. I mean, I wasn't going anywhere, so I just stood there and auto-attacked. I mean, that's one thing. Sometimes people freak out, you know, in tough situations. Like, oh my god, I'm going to die. But, like, you just do as much damage as you can. Like, instead of just running in circles there as Rakan or trying to run away, when I know I wasn't getting away without any cooldowns for at least a few seconds, then I just auto-attacked as much as I could there. I thought the Ari did really well. Yeah, defensive stuff does save you. I mean, armor still has value. Health still has value at that point. There's not anything really, like, much more offensive I could get. I mean, I could get, like, an Ardent Sensor, but it did save me. I mean, I lived with, like, under 5% health there. There are several occasions where I lived with low health. I mean, I died plenty of times, too, but that slow, that subtle slow there, where it was, like, just the point-blank Righteous Glory that slowed them all for, you know, 2 seconds, really allowed us to run down that Aatrox and the last person that was piling on top of the Ahri, so. Oh, I've seen these guys before, the 2 Hing and 2 Sung, I think. I think those kind of, that kind of crew. Alright, I'm going to go refill my drink here in just a second. Is this? Yeah, that's what I was just drinking. Okay. Okay, let me refill my drink, and then we'll come back. And I'll be back in just a second. I mean, the larger your effective health pool, that also helps with Guardian. And that also helps with, Sadie, Jesus. Helps with Guardian. And that helps with, Knight's Vow. Because then, you know, you're able to redirect even more health, and you have more time that you're going to be able to heal and stuff like that. So as long as you don't get blown up, you know, you can get a lot of health out of something like Knight's Vow. Okay, I'll be back in just a second. Oh, whoa. Oh, that's right. I got plus 20. I was at -7. That's right. Okay, just 1 second. Drink break. Twitch and Nami have a sub 45%. Maybe they just like to play together. Maybe they're just friends. I don't know. I mean, we've seen on stream there are some duos that I play with, or we go on some cold streaks, and it's just fun playing with them sometimes, you know. I like having duos every now and then. It keeps it interesting, keeps it spicy. You know, you have somebody else in there to talk to. It is always fun, you know, hanging out, chatting with Roach or Kleenex, you know. Well, I mean, there are some 80 carries that can be good. I know it's always feels like it's a meme on this stream. It's like 80 carry doesn't matter. Like, I feel like it is true. We do win most of our games by playing around mid lane, top lane, or jungle. And that's subsequently why I've been winning a lot as Rakan and not a ton as everything else recently, right? Is because they're just some of the best. He's the best support for playing around other roles. I mean, it's hard, in my mind, it's hard to deny that. But, yeah, I mean, this week we've won 70% as Rakan. And, you know, a small sample size as Zyra. And then everything else just hasn't really worked that well. Now, to be fair, we have played a lot of Rakan, but we've done pretty well in the preseason overall, though. I mean, if I can definitely keep these numbers, I'll be back to Diamonds in probably a month or so, month or two. They will. They're deliberately trying to make tanks back into the meta, and I think they'll succeed. Because, you know, you got to keep in mind what I've talked about before, and I've talked about this a lot in patch notes and tier lists and things like that, is that League is an ecosystem, okay? It's not just one champion class, another champion class, or one champion versus another champion. All stuff exists, you know, in relationship to everything else. Right, and so a nerf to some champion is actually a buff to other champions, and a buff to some champs is a nerf to other champs. Buffs to certain classes of champions are also nerfs to other classes of champions. And some classes of champions are intricately tied with others. So where I'm going with this is for 80 carries to be valuable, or what will really make 80 carries valuable, is not something that's just like a stat line. Right, it's not like give them an extra 5% damage across the board or whatever. It's helpful to have some items that are a little bit better, but where 80 carries are really relevant is when there are tanks in the meta. Because you have, like, the purpose of 80 carries, one of their primary goals is to take down tanks, because that's something that assassins and mages, traditionally at least, can't do very well. Okay, so you've got that, you know, 4,000 health Sejuani just disrupting and tearing up your whole team. You have to have, you know, the 3-item Kaisa, or the 3-item, you know, Twitch or Xayah or whatever to kill him, or nobody else is going to kill him. And so that's kind of been the historical role of 80 carries, is as tank breakers. And so if they bring 80 carries back into the meta, you know, part of that will have to come through tanks being viable again, I think. And then also, a lot of supports are also intricately tied to whether or not 80 carries are viable. So if you look at it, much of the entire League ecosystem hinges on tanks being viable at some point, right? Because then you've got 80 carries are able to fulfill one of their core missions whenever tanks are viable. And that makes a lot of supports better when tanks are viable. The problem with that, though, is that tanks are way better in pro play than they are in solo queue. And that there is this pervading perception that tanks are going to watch. That people, you know, would much rather watch somebody, and that a lot of pro players do not like playing tanks as well. You know, a lot of pro top laners, they want that skill matchup top lane, you know, they want that Fiora versus Camille top lane, or they want the, you know, the GP versus Gnar top lane, or whatever, right? They don't want to play you know, Maokai against Ornn top lane every game, or Sion against Ornn top lane every game. So that's where the tension comes in, and that's where you have to understand it's not just about the ecosystem in the game, it's about the culture of the game as well. And that's what Riot has tried to get correct, but that's like a whole nother level. You know, that's like a whole meta level, like, importance, is thinking about kind of your audience, your viewership, and your player base at the top level, pro players, what they want to play, what they enjoy, so they don't burn out as much. right? Because if someone who really likes to play, you know, aggressive carry type of top laners, you know, has to just play Scion every game for 3 years, they're probably going to burn out a lot faster, right? Playing 12 hours a day of tanks when they really want to be playing carry champs. So, I think that's the issue, is that, like, you need tank. We'll just play it, whatever. I'm on a roll talking. Frank's going to reset in a day or two anyway, so I just won't even research this. So that's kind of the issue there, is that we need tanks in solo queue so that AD carries can come back, and that will help out a lot of supports like Janna, like Sona, a lot of the enchanters become better in that ecosystem. That also helps dial back the assassins a little bit so that it gives more agency to a lot of different positions. So then tanks have a say in whether or not you're going to win a fight. The support has a say. The AD carry has a say. Because right now, it's like, who plays, you know, the hyper-scaling, high-damage champion and gets fed early and then just takes over the game. And they've moderated that some, but that's how it has been in solo queue for like the last 6 months or so. It's like, well, Zed's 5-0 mid. All right, well, he's controlling this game, right? Either he's going to play it intelligently and snowball to win, or he's going to throw it. But other people aren't really deciding that as much. It's just the guy who gets fed. Or the jungler is the best example right now. It's like the early game jungler. Whoever plays the jungler that can have much heavier ganks and does that more successfully is just going to win the game. I mean, better jungler wins is kind of a meme, but that's also been pretty true since they introduced the scuttle. And that's why they're nerfing jungle stuff a little bit next patch. But this is all very difficult to balance, right? So, I mean, the simple answer seems, well, just buff tanks a lot and just buff, like, farm junglers. But once again, that's something that can lead to a boring experience for a decent chunk of viewers, decent chunk of players, including top-end pro players. And so that's kind of the thing, is people like the assassins, you know, they like to be able to watch the assassins in particular a lot of times in pro play. I mean, most people would much rather see Faker, you know, playing like a famous Zed pick or something like that rather than Faker playing, you know, Scion middle. Hey, what's up? You're the Ori? A lot of people are finding out about this channel. That's pretty cool. Hey, friend. Sorry I can't pronounce your name, but I hope we win. Good luck.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
I do have TSP YouTube in my name, I guess.
Test me?
30 seconds until minions spawn.
I don't think Zed is OP right now. I think Zed is historically one of the most balanced assassins. Yeah, but if you're playing the much stronger jungler, I mean, at really high level play, sometimes it does come down to your team getting priority and helping you with the scuttle, but I feel like for a lot of levels of play, like, a lot of it's going to come down to who plays the better skirmishing early game jungler. I mean, we looked at this yesterday at the end of the stream. 6 of the top 10 players on the ladder right now are junglers, and that's just kind of ridiculous, like at the very top end. Once again, that doesn't reflect everybody, but that shows there's definitely a disproportionate number. You know, in a perfect balance or whatever, there would be 2 for each role. But realistically, some players are just really, really good at solo queue regardless of role. You know. So, you know, it's a small sample size, but... Well, you know, we'll see how the Rakan nerf is going. Rakan's too good in high-level play. He's pick banned like every game. At least in Korean professional play for the first few weeks here. So, as much as I hate to say it, because, you know, I love Rakan. He's probably my favorite champ to play. At least support.
They will see me. They will see my dance.
First blood.
to hear the
Okay,
music.
nice. That was awkward. Yeah, Draven does a lot of damage early. You don't want to do, you know, trades with Draven as Vayne unless you're really, like, on top of it.
An enemy has been slain.
Yeah, but it's not like there are... That's kind of true, too. But at the same time, it's not like there are random people at the top of the ladder, right? Like, most of those people are usually there. It's the usual suspects near the top of the ladder. A lot of times.
They ain't ready for what I'm bringing.
I was looking up Best Riven NA. I was like, what happened to that guy? And apparently he just started like streaming other stuff or something.
Our people are bleeding.
I'm like, dude, you had
My
such a
lady's
good
gonna
brand.
heal.
I mean, maybe he just wasn't like, just something about him. But for me, I'm always just like kind of facepalming when people are just like so good and they have such a following. You know, they have the potential to get such a large following on Twitch or YouTube, and then they just decide they just don't want to work, you know,
Yes,
for it.
it is.
I mean, I guess that's their prerogative, but it's like, dude, he had such a brand, you know, back in like 2014, 2015. There was even a tournament that I think was like based around him, you know, like who is the best Riven NA, things like that. And he was just like, I was reading like a tweet that he posted, and he just like didn't create content for a really long time. And he was just like, I just want to be a variety streamer and stream some other stuff. I'm like, dude, you can't do that. I don't know. Variety streaming is so difficult to do. You have to be like a mega personality, and even then, it's very hard to pull off. I don't know. But I mean, I guess if people aren't having fun, they aren't having fun. But in my mind, I'm like, you know, if I could get to 100,000 subs and make, you know, 50,000 a year, I mean, to me, that's a job. You know, I would just clock in and do it. But you have to be very aware of your audience and like how content creation works. You can't just like do whatever you want most of the time.
I don't need anything.
Yeah, I mean, he may be just outclassed by other people at this point. He was really hot back then, though. That was just kind of a side point about content creation, where it's just like, it's so dangerous. Because fans are so fickle, you know, if you're not playing the game that you got famous for, you know, or if you're not even creating the content that you're known for. This happened with Joe, too, like the Angry Joe show. I don't know how that ended up resolving, but like he used to do all these angry reviews, and then he stopped doing that and started doing like other content for a while. And he got a massive backlash from people because of that. They're like, do the reviews, and he was all like, I just don't feel motivated to do them. I'm burned out doing these reviews. Dude, please.
Shut down.
If he would have rotated back to me.
Time to get it started.
An enemy has been slain.
Which, I get it. There's always kind of this tension between burnout, but it's like, I don't know, if you're making that much money. My theory is you just got to suck it up and do it, man. It's like a job at some point, you know? If you're really trying to get big or you're really trying to do it, just like an actor, it's just like any sort. A lot of artistic roles are like that. You know, if you're an aspiring actor, sometimes you're going to have to take some roles that may not necessarily be the best.
It's all filthy and dangerous. And that's why I love it.
Huh. Nice. Good job, Jared. Hey, thanks, Raphael. Well, there should be a chance of ads whenever you join the channel. YouTube decides that, but I probably should do some ads whenever I go get a drink or something every couple of hours.
They will see my
It sucks. I wish Draven would have gotten one of those kills, but I wasn't sure if Vayne had flash or not. Yeah, I know. The reviews take a lot of production power. Like, I'm not saying those. It's like I'm not saying it's easy to do. I'm just saying that's always a tension to like be aware of as a content creator.
Looks right.
And
Moves right. Time to show it.
it's a lot harder than it looks. I think for like it's important that fans understand that it's a lot harder than it looks. It takes a lot of time, and it is something that is very what the word for it? Very fleeting, I guess. Ephemeral.
There's wildness in the
Be a
bees
word,
and the flowers.
just because of like
An enemy has been
the fickle
slain.
nature of some industries. It's just it's
I'm
a
just
tough
trying to
job.
live the moment.
It looks like, oh, it's just easy, you're just playing games all day, but it's really like not
Mind is blind.
a lot of
I wanted
times.
to see.
Sometimes it is. I mean, it's not like you're out like working in the diamond mines or something, you know, in terms of that, but it's not simple to build a following, to build an audience, and to actually turn it into something that can, yeah, basically create a following to make you relevant. Alright. We should try to go before Vayne gets to 6, but he ulted, right? I'm pretty...
Man.
Okay, Rengar's kind of around here. I really want to get the brand. Yeah, he doesn't have his R. Alright, well, we got his flash.
The humans call it battle. It's just a dance.
Yeah, he needs to get some stacks here soon. There we go. We got him cashed in. We cashed him outside. Wow, she ulted me? I thought she ulted the Rengar. Oops. No. That was close.
Has been slain.
Okay, I'll try to put the ads in whenever I go for a drink. It's like one ad or something. I frankly don't make a ton off the ads to begin with, but you know, maybe that little bit would
They want
chip
us in
in for a bit
cages.
more.
We
I would just rather, like, I still feel like I'm in sort of growth mode or trying to be in growth mode, and I don't want to turn people off from the ads, but
Ladies
well, it
and
is
gentlemen,
Shishinishin's
I
job.
am
I mean,
here to entertain myself, but you too.
so don't be like Tobias. I don't even know. I haven't really followed Tobias in a while. I mean, it is important not to get like too burned out and too jaded. It's a balance thing. I think sometimes fans expect a bit too much, but at the same time, I think content creators just feel like they can be a little too loose and do whatever they want.
I don't want a world that's safe.
But hey, he doesn't have that audience. That's more potential people that could want to tune into my channel or other channels, so that's good. This Draven's pretty decent.
Has been slain.
I don't know if I would say he's that amazing, but he's good. He's good for sure.
Long ago, our kind danced upon the mountains.
Oh, the Ori's on the other team. I thought the Ori was on our team. Who was
The
saying
embers
good luck or whatever. I was telling him, I hope you win, man. It's like, well, I hope I win, but I hope you at least have a
I need
good
to see
competitive game.
People can see how awesome I am. Our magic is a fury. It is a song you cannot resist.
It is refreshing to have like lane advantage. they have the Vayne for once. Draven's just always like feels like he's prime time.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Yeah, that water drake's coming in handy.
Okay.
Camille's just down here playing around with us.
All right.
We're drawing so much pressure too. Like this Camille's come down a couple of times and we're still crushing him. Draven's just a beast.
I've been kicked around since I was born. It's all right. It's okay. I'm staying alive.
For real. She's still chasing. Okay. Wow. Guess I should have kept going. I thought she was going to stop at the Tribush.
An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain.
This Camille's
I
getting
got
huge.
reach. I got a live. I got a cause. I die for it. That's who I am.
Oh, I meant to try out going Transcendence as my alternative rune. Wait, Draven went middle.
Dance or die.
All right.
The only way to understand
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Camille's like always here. He did have, wow, that was a huge heal. That was pretty smart of the Camille not to engage him. I thought the Camille could have taken us, but and Rengar is really fed. He did get a huge heal there.
love is supposed to hurt. Ecstasy needs.
An enemy has been slain.
Okay, nice. Camille tried to step up to Draven, and Draven just smacked her.
If you look at things the right way, it's over.
Too many is 5.
Turret has been destroyed.
4 bot.
Gaia says someone has to die. They're scared of darkness. They're scared of
Shut down.
It's a revolution. And it's good times. Magic isn't supposed to be safe.
Ship it by air. She got punished, yeah.
Don't take a lot of words to tell the truth.
Your turret has been destroyed. Killing spree. An ally has been slain.
Yeah, it's predicted she was going to tumble there. If she didn't tumble there, if she tumbled forward, Draven's going to kill her. She has to try to tumble back. Like, she's not getting out of that unless she flashes. I guess she could have maybe tumbled diagonally. I don't know. I probably should have stayed for all that experience first and then cleared the ward. But pretty sure we can beat Camille if she shows up. I've got hold. Did she flash it out?
An ally
We
has
got
been
wiped.
slain. You are I wanted to be.
Beat this dude. It's like, dude, we got the tier 2. I was trying to back up. They just TP'd and everyone ran down there. I mean,
They think they can catch me.
I got blown up by that Brand ult. I think we all did, and that made it to where I couldn't RWN. Maybe I could have RW'd somebody, but
It will make no difference.
I just played poorly around the Brand ult. Brand is one of those champions where, you know, he can just press R in a team fight and still put out a lot of damage.
I'm ready. The world isn't about what humans call magic.
Nah, these headphones have been, I've had these for years. Maybe they look different or something, I don't know. I don't know what I want next yet.
You're only given a little spark of madness. You mustn't lose it.
Maybe just Shurelia's. Righteous Glory could be okay. Redemption could be okay. I kind of need some more survivability. I feel like I'm still on the squishy side. What the fuck? Okay.
Enemy double kill. Complacency breeds death.
Alright, well. I guess there's that. Huh. Okay, we'll figure it out. I'll just go with the health crystal here. Hey, what's up, Deshane? By the way, thanks for coming out. I don't know who he chased. Like, if he were to turn around and killed the Camille, though, like, he did get a lot of kills, which is great, obviously, but if he were to turn around and kill the Camille, I could have definitely lived, and maybe the TF could have lived, and that would have helped our push a lot more, but...
An ally has been slain.
Oof.
Ain't nothing I say should be taken
What's going on over
serious.
here?
That's why it's the truth.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. Double
Oh my god, what? That was like, he teleported basically right on top of a wall. Vayne just got the angle wrong.
Then help them build it back up, so I can burn it again. Sonic line stepper.
Jesus.
Name one
getting
genius
spicy.
that ain't crazy.
I'm gonna try to see if I can get him. Come after me. Damn. I could have maybe sidestepped that and tried to engage him. I could have baited him a little bit further, I think, if I played that a little dicier.
I will make them dance.
Well, that
Make them
that could have been really catastrophic, where he was teleporting right on a wall, right in front of Vayne. The Vayne just got the angle wrong. Guess we'll just start going for the Shirelias. It's a lot cheaper
only
than
as wild as magic.
the other one. And it speeds up your whole team. Yeah, I'm surprised Orianna didn't turn around and kill me when I dodged the Camille. They just sort of tunnel vision on the other person.
Magic is a wilderness.
I mean, Water Drake probably doesn't matter, but it would be
World's a
free.
big place. Don't want to miss it.
Tryndamere does have a lot of pressure bottom, though. Wait, what? He got interrupted during his ult, or what?
I dig seeing stuff. The humans will never understand our kind until.
Man, are we gonna go or what?
remember my name.
Can we just stop him from backing?
Team has destroyed a turret. Enemy has been slain.
I dance because I'm free.
Their jungler's bot side, so I should be okay with this. I think some of them spawned too quickly for him to end. He didn't have supers there immediately. He was waiting on supers. I think that's what the holdup was.
When I get sad, I stop being sad and be awesome instead.
Guess I'll get Locket last
True
item.
story.
If we get to that, which hopefully we won't.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
I'm here. I'm gone. I am so gone.
Your team has destroyed a turret. Shut down.
All they got. Last.
I mean, they're not playing. I can't get them on, David. Neither one of them has, I mean, I haven't seen them on at all. Like, hardly at all in the last couple of months. Kleenex has been doing some kind of art or something. I don't know. So, yeah, from what I've seen, my boy Kleenex here, he has been making a couple of things, but yeah, he was just doing some kind of like pixel art stuff, you know, every now and then for like intermittently. And then before that, it had been like almost a month before I saw anything out of him. But now he is doing like some kind of RPG thing, I guess. I'm not really sure. I don't think he wants to be. Oh, okay. Is Roach on right now?
We women are redefining ourselves. Let's
Oh,
also
crap. I might get flagged for copyright stuff. Looks like he wants to start playing League for the new season, though. He's probably just chilling for the preseason stuff. Well, maybe he just plays at a different time than me. I don't know. I haven't seen him. Is it Roach Arms? Can't remember. I mean, I can mute this maybe. Let me see. I just don't want to get a copyright. You will get a copyright strike for an ad. Or not a strike, but like it'll demonetize you for an ad sometimes. I mean, he's playing something else. I'm not really sure what that is, but we'll run him in the background. We'll run him in the background. That's fine. We'll hook him up. Oh yeah, OG Roach. Yeah. I mean, I guess he plays a couple of games. A lot of days, like 1 or 2 games. He's been trying to get back into it. I actually can't duo with him right now, I'm pretty sure. Like a Diamond 4 can't duo with a Platinum 3. It doesn't actually let you. It tightens up the bands you can duo once you get to Diamond. I think it's 2 ranks. So I could only duo with like a Platinum 2. But I mean, I would like to duo with Roach if Roach wants to duo, you know. I'm not opposed to it. I always think it's a lot of fun to have Roach in there. Is Draven the highest damage AD carry? Early on, yeah. I think. I mean, Jhin and Misfortune can kind of get in the mix, but yeah, I think Draven, and he even scales really well too. It's just, he's kind of dangerous. Like, you have to catch his axes, obviously, which telegraphs where you're going to be. So people know where to throw those skill shots and all that stuff. We got a pretty good turnout tonight, especially for a late start. A lot of people probably didn't even realize I was going to stream tonight. I can't go too much later. I usually like to put in 4 hours, but I got a really late start and have to take care of my daughter in the morning. You know, the most I can, like, sleep in is probably till 10. And then after that, you know, I need to get up and get her some breakfast and stuff like that. She can, like, read some books and just kind of chill in her crib. We've started giving her a couple of books in her crib. She really likes books. So you got to get out of that habit. Don't want you to be an English major. No, I don't know. I think that English majors, like, I like it. I would do my same 3 majors again. Just a different kind of life. You gotta know what you're getting into. Grad school, like PhD, was a little bit rougher. I'm not sure if the PhD's worth. I think the masters, like the masters felt really good. It felt like I learned a ton. The PhD, it's hard to say because it was at different institutions. The masters was awesome. I think on one institution, it's just like a 2-year deal, do like a manageable thesis, but I had like, and you get like a good range of classes. But once again, I think that was the program that I was at. It was really good for me and what I like to do. And then PhD at a different institution. I did learn some. It was obviously good. I've learned a lot the whole time, but it felt like it's just more of a grind. Like there's more politics. I didn't have as much leeway in the kind of class I was going to take, but I think a lot of that was just kind of the program and just like me not being a great fit with that program. Hey, thanks, Uni. I appreciate it. Hey, what's up, Shem? Thanks, buddy. Hey, what's up, Nora Mac? Zerath? I want to try some fun or spicy stuff, but I just lose every time I do. I think I gotta go recon again. So we can get on the Zerath. We don't really have like great engage if I don't go recon.
Let's dance.
Rakan's not super amazing into Wukong because it's hard for me to go in and like try to shield somebody when his ult's going off because it's going to knock me up if I do that. Oh, someone dodged? Okay, I'm cool with that. They had a pretty scary looking team. But I think English undergrad can certainly be good. I mean, a lot of people say, what are you going to do with an English degree? The thing is, a lot of office jobs, just standard, like you're going to go into sales or something, they don't care what your degree is, really. They care, like, about the skills you're going to bring to the table, right? English does help you refine your communication skills, refine your sort of knowledge of different audiences and things like that. So it's not like directly applicable, like you have an English degree and therefore you go to this like do an English job in the office, but you could just get like a generic job, you know, with an English degree, just a generic office job, and that's probably fine. I mean, getting something like accounting or advertising, you know, is going to lead you down more specific paths, but especially for sales, I think English is pretty good. I couldn't really go for a purple support there. I mean, Lulu, like, I don't know. Lulu could be good with Kai'Sa, I suppose. The problem is, like, Kai'Sa goes, like, Stormrazor first. So it's like, it's okay. It doesn't have a ton of synergy with Whimsy. I mean, obviously, like, attack speed with her passive is very good. I just don't know. I'm not fully sold on Lulu either. I feel like she can be good with Vayne, but I'm sure Roach, like, will probably duo. Yeah, obviously something like computer science. I was just trying to say that, like, some degrees that people think of as worthless, like philosophy, English, or religious studies, like, you can still get office jobs. Or you can go teach. You know, you can teach high school or something English. Get a sales job. You can get, like, editor jobs and things like that. I mean, those were my 3 degrees. I had a triple undergrad degree in English, philosophy, and religious studies. I like my life. I mean, it's not like super high and glamorous, you know. I'm not making wheelbarrows of money and going on lavish vacations, but I think I've learned a lot about the world. I've had a good time. I think I contribute quite a lot to the people around me. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of nice, like, obvious practical fields depending on what you want to do. Like, most things with computers or engineering, advertising, you know, that type of stuff can be, can all be very useful. I think either engineering or maybe, like, something in computer science probably has, like, the best, like, 4-year degree. Like, if you just want to do undergrad and get like a solid job, I think those are some of the best. Engineering has some of the highest entry-level pay. I feel like there's not a ton of opportunities for upward mobility without higher education in engineering, but you know, you start off with a bang.
You're lost, but I get it.
And if you start investing that early, you know, coming out of like being 22 and like stepping into like even in the South, like a $55,000-$60,000 a year job right out of high school or right out of college, doing something in engineering. I mean, that's pretty sweet. Yeah, finance jobs are good too. Like if you get the right kind of setup. Things like that, depending on where you live. Obviously, if you live in a huge metropolitan area like New York City or something, you'll have a lot more opportunities for that. Yeah, military is really good too, especially if you're not sure what you want to do or you want some extra money for college. I really thought about going in after the university. They were like trying to heavily recruit me. They're like, hey, we can get you in as an officer once you graduate, you know, train you as an officer, and we can get you into like intelligence or counterintelligence or, you know, something like that would have been what I would have probably been more interested in. Like, I could do boots on the ground type of stuff, but it wasn't really like trying to be a frontline infantryman or something like that. Not that there's anything wrong with that. That's just not really my my personality. I think you have to have a certain kind of like intensity and drive to do something like that. I don't know. I guess just recon here. But the thing that got me is they were wanting like a 6-year commitment, which I fully understand why, especially if you're training an officer to get that kind of commitment. But I just really wasn't sure like that I wanted to commit for that long to something like that. But I think it's probably a really good sort of experience. I mean, obviously you get bad experiences, but a character building experience is what I mean. To like develop that kind of discipline and things like that that the military trains you in. And troops are great. I have lots of friends that serve in the military. I think it's awesome. I mean, they get to go over and fight all of these, you know, terrible things so that I can sit here and, you know, teach about English at a university and, you know, run this YouTube channel. So I really appreciate the troops big time. You know, they do all the super dangerous stuff, so most of us don't have to. Which is great. Of course, I've always been a big supporter of the troops. Yeah, I mean, it's huge. Like, it's really good money-wise. Like, yeah, they pay for, from what I understand, like food, housing, stuff like that. There's not a lot of, like, active combat going on right now. I mean, there's always going to be guerrilla stuff going on, you know, in the Middle East, but they're kind of winding down some of that stuff. And so hopefully there's not, like, major armed conflicts and things like that. So I think a lot of people in the military hopefully just get to relatively chill, you know, just kind of patrol stuff and look out for things. There's always going to be like hot stuff in Afghanistan and Syria and all that, though, unfortunately. I think the military tries. They try to hook it up and make it appealing. I mean, the one thing that sucks, obviously, is the healthcare when you get back. The Veterans Affairs or whatever. I'm blanking out on the name right now, but yeah, that's pretty rough, I hear. So we should do a lot more to fund that kind of stuff, especially for like mental health things. Some people have seen some stuff, you know.
The humans call it battle.
So anyways,
it's just a dance.
I think, you know, when people are active, you know, we try to make it appealing, try to make it, you know, worth the risk, worth the sacrifice that a lot of people make for that. But then once we come back, it's tough. But I think that there's a movement, you know, to try to get vets, you know, more job opportunities, to get companies to consider them more. And people are aware that Veterans Affairs is terrible, like the healthcare is terrible. So, you know, they're trying to fix that, but yeah. So I think there's been a lot of progress historically, but at the same time, you know, there could be much more. That's how it is with most things, I suppose.
Man, have you seen that forest over there?
Yeah, I would agree with that, Casper. I think engineering is just always, engineering and computers are just never really going to go out of style, especially engineering things with computers, like software engineering and stuff like that.
I don't need to understand the plan.
Things in healthcare also are gonna not go out of style, but it's hard. You can't really do that with an undergrad, or it's a lot harder. You know, nurses this day and age most of the time have to have a master's. I don't know if it's that way everywhere, but and obviously doctors, nurses,
I don't want a world that's
anything that
safe.
works in kind of that hospital ecosystem. Is this dude like AFK or what? No, he's not. He's maybe typing a lot. I'm not sure.
First love.
Stats is probably pretty good. I would have liked stats. I mean, I like math and things like that. I don't know. There are several things I could have done that I liked, I'm sure, but I'm pretty cool with what I've chosen. I really enjoy it. I like teaching people. I like helping people become more informed, more productive, better professionals and stuff like that. I really like education a lot. And I like running this channel. Those are kind of my two jobs. Real estate could be cool. It depends on what you're doing.
I'm free.
Through my work,
Yeah, real estate feels like it's very connections based. It's very marketing based.
Get them watching. Burn them up. I think they underestimate my charm. How is that even possible?
Well, we're kind of getting a free lane here. They should be much more aggressive on us. This guy really doesn't know what he's doing, I don't think, on Alistar. The vibe I'm getting. So we might be able to exploit that.
An enemy has been slain.
Gotta get myself hyped up. 1, 2, 1, 2. Woo! All right.
All right. All right, bruh.
You got something to say?
Magic isn't supposed to be safe.
I don't know. It's still Vayne into Jhin.
I don't do safe.
I'm getting impatient.
I have killed for her.
Trying to distract him so they don't go mess with Shaco. Damn it. If I'd had that potion ticking faster. I need to get a lot better about that. If I had that potion ticking faster, I would have lived. I need to just start a potion if I have one anytime a fight starts. Got something like weird on my nose. I don't know what that was. Okay, here's something. Alright.
It's a revolution. And it's good times.
Vane's about to back, probably. I'm just gonna wait on a potion here.
An ally has been slain.
That's rough. That lane's probably over top. So hard going into Yasuo as like a squishy mage. Hey, what's up, Nat Wolf? Yeah, I don't know a lot about logistics, but it does seem like, yeah, the world and like transportation and stuff like that is getting a lot more complicated these days. She's gonna freeze. Is Shaco gonna actually? He might get away. He's got all those people just wasting so much time chasing him around.
Humans claim it is theirs. They fence us away and cover it with refuse.
You have to thin this out a little bit more, bro.
I am Vestaya. I am born of magic. This is madness.
He's gonna have to thin this out. He's going. You gotta thin it out a little bit more. It's too much. It's like 10 over.
They think they can catch me.
With a cannon pushing into them. Yeah, we're getting a massive advantage from Alistar not being here now.
An enemy has been slain.
Yeah, he should have thinned this out more.
I'm offended by how little attention.
Usually you just want to leave it to where there's like 2 or 3 in excess. But he didn't. It's gonna break the freeze because he didn't do. He did too much. He was trying to keep like 8 or something in excess.
I got some moves for ya. Zaya says someone has to die.
Ally has been slain.
Okay. Well, they just happen to be.
An ally has been slain.
Ain't nothing I say should be taken serious. That's why it's the truth.
I just wanted the assist on it.
I feel like my allies aren't recognizing how amazing my cloak is. I mean, seriously. Dude.
You always want to put it on the outside so there's no way they could kill it. It also gives you some vision of the river. Like right there, that's pretty much a dead zone of vision. You're only getting like half the value out of it. Like the best place to put it's like right here.
Has been destroyed.
I guess Rumble's not like getting ultra destroyed.
They will see me. They will see my dance.
Okay, nice.
Got this done. Damn, it's not right.
This vein's pretty legit.
Let's see what's happening now.
Ward all of his camps.
Humans
alright.
call magic, we call life.
So Alistar is just like roaming around constantly. Oh god. Okay. It's getting a little wacky, but
They want us in cages. We will lose.
An ally has been slain.
What you looking
I'm
at?
not gonna be able to kill him.
Bring it on. Look good. I feel good. Let's kick some ass.
I need to go buy. I need this experience.
Name one genius to get it.
I think Echo had to take a bad bat. See if we can get this tower down. Oh god! My flash literally was 1 second away. God, he got vaporized instantly. That's rough.
Ha! I'm G to the D. Holding down, boy.
Enemy spree.
Challenge accepted.
Has destroyed a turret. Enemy has been slain.
Why would he turn and go back in? I don't know.
An enemy has been slain.
How fed is Echo? It's not too bad, but
I look around these forests and I see freedom. I hear the music.
well, yeah. I mean, Alistar hasn't even really been in a lane most of the time.
Chronic Lion.
I am only as wild as magic.
Explosive face melter. Let's go.
I'll save you. Save you.
They've never
An
seen moves
enemy
like mine.
has been slain. An ally has been slain.
I am definitely more confident in dangerous. Our kind will see the truth.
Man, Nunu's dead. We should be good to go here. Vlad might be into the game, or he's 1v5ing us.
I can't deny looking this good.
Damn it, I really wanted to. The chain CC though.
Enemy has been slain. Your turret has been destroyed.
Well, Echo knew we were going to be there. That was really good timing on that Z drive, and then he flashed in for it. I may need to just play around this Vlad. I mean, if he's going to try to 1v4, like if I can show up.
Need some fun. Now.
Echo's stun lasts for like 2 seconds or something, even at one point in it. It's pretty crazy.
Without wild magic, we have no children, we have no future.
Need to like stay where they don't see me.
If you weren't a little frightened, ladies and gentlemen,
I mean, we don't have Shaco. Oh my god, you see that heal on him? Solo Q meta, our Shaco split pushes bot while we get Baron. Classic, the L classic meta.
The only way to understand magic is to plunge into it, move with it, dance and dance.
I'm so far ahead of him on items right now. I've got 2 complete. He doesn't even have 1 completed item. He has 584 gold off of his relic shield. I have 1,400. I have like 900 more gold just off my gold generation item. Coin is just so powerful. Oh, almost. If she would have made it like 1 more millisecond, I could have flashed. Maybe a second, maybe a full second. I could have flashed and eat in there.
Oh, crap. I hate having to have a plan.
don't apologize for it. I feel good.
Okay, she's got Gensu's. Good. Wow, she only had Blade before. Yeah, she was super rich.
I know people are watching. How could they not be?
Shit! Why is he trying to 1v4, man? Just... Like, I have complete control over this jungle. I'm Rakan. Like, we can start a fight.
I will make them dance. I will make them hear.
Double kill.
There's wildness in the bees and the flowers. It's just a fury.
When Vayne's telling you need to cool it with the 1v4, like, that's serious. Coming from a Vayne, you know what I mean?
Turn in, turn on, drop out.
I'm just gonna mute her pings. I just don't even want to.
I don't need anything.
It's like, should Vlad stop doing that? Yeah, but whatever. Vlad's just an idiot with a really good score. Fine. I mean, we could still win. It's not a big deal. Jaco might get that inhibitor over there. I shouldn't have gone in to try to save that Vlad.
If it don't get out of control, it ain't a party.
We got Shaco who's just like permanently split pushing. Vlad who's permanently 1v4ing. Like if he just waits until we have anywhere close to equal numbers, we win. Like if it's like a 4v5, we probably win. I guess we're gonna find out here. Gonna get that Penta. Vlad's gonna take it from her. Is he gonna troll? Is he gonna flash for it? No, he got it. That would have been hilarious if Vlad flashed and took it from her. I would have laughed. Yeah, ranked is for everywhere, guys. It's Riot releases it at the same time. Like, they're not delaying it in honor of Martin Luther King. Right? They're delaying it because their people didn't go into work to finalize it on Monday. Like, that's why they're delaying it. So even in countries that don't have, you know, a holiday for Martin Luther King, please. Aaron's gonna be out in 20 seconds. Hey, what's up? Zach? yeah, so it's delayed everywhere. Just really, like, I talked about it earlier in the stream. The thing is, like, market it correctly. If you're not going to be able to do it in time because the Martin Luther King holiday, then don't say that it's going to be, like, they have a countdown that was incorrect on the main screen. You know what I'm saying? Like, get it correct. Like, first of all, you've had 2 months, you know, to prepare for this. This is a really, really late start to a season to begin with, especially a preseason that didn't have a lot of, you know, most people think didn't have a lot of innovation to it, right? And now they're doing all this crazy innovation on the first patch. I get it, but, like, that's weird, first of all. Second of all, why take so long on the preseason? And third, it's like, it just feels disorganized, you know what I mean? So, oh, I should have honored somebody. I don't know who, though. Maybe the Shaco. It's like both of our people... Guys are so mad. I mean, we'll see how much it changes. I'll have to get a feel for it. Rakan probably does need some nerfs. Honestly, I was hoping it wasn't that much. I mean, his win rate's not that high in, like, lower brackets. I think that's where we'll call it. I know it's not my usual 4 hours. I try to put in 4. I did 3.5, but it's like 3 a.m. here, and I've got to get up at 10 and, you know, take care of my daughter, so... I mean, you can still play. Like, it's going to affect where you get placed. You know, if you win 5 games today, that's might be 5 games you don't have to win to climb. You know, if you go from silver 3 to silver 1, you might get placed into, like, bronze 1 instead of bronze 3 when the season starts. But yeah, I just need to stop on the time limit because I need to get up and do stuff in the morning. But anyways, that's going to be it for tuning in. So pretty good stream overall. I did try to do some, you know, kind of for fun picks early on, or just not really for fun, but like I was just trying out a couple of different matchups and stuff. You know, I did the, I tried to do Lulu Vayne, and then I tried to do, you know, Teemo against Vayne. And then we just kind of finished off with Rakan. But I don't know if I'm going to get Challenger. We'll see. I'm happy. If I just get Diamond, that's fine. I mean, obviously, we're going to try to get as high as we can. But, anyways, that's going to be it. Thank you all very much for tuning in. Tomorrow, we'll have the patch notes ready for you. I still have several guides coming up. I'll try to get a tier list, at least one tier list out for you tomorrow. And, yeah, I'll have a lot of content for the new season coming up over the next few days. So, thank you very much. Have a good day, and I'll see you next time.